Ripper here. You guys are doing fantastic today. Got a fun video with the Karl XIV Johan, and this is the battleship that is a tier 9 that is kind of like a mixture of a lot of things with basically a lot of secondaries, a lot of torpedoes, 12 sets of guns, and we'll take a look at it. Actually, surprisingly, is really, really fun in this new Unbreakable line. But as always, before we begin, like, subscribe, bell button below. Appreciate all the supporters of the channel. If you like what we're doing here, appreciate the support. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a great day. And let's get right to it. Build will be at the end of the video as always. So let's take a look at it. So I actually wrote this ship off when I first got it because at first it seemed like it was fun, but in randoms, it just didn't perform to my expectations that I would like it to. Now, granted, the biggest thing I thought was going for it was really the concealment. If you notice the concealment, ooh, look at that strike right there. 12 sets of guns, HE only. Eliminating the split. But like I was saying, the concealment is what sold it a lot, which is 10.6, which is kind of ridiculous for a battleship. Kind of almost like cruiser level kind of concealments. And it kind of operates like a cruiser because it's not like the greatest armor scheme. It's kind of like a Ruprecht, essentially. I mean, if you look at it, it looks like a Ruprecht. You know, except for 12 sets of guns. It's got the torpedoes on each side. Again, like a Ruprecht, right? Which is a German tier 9 full secondary kind of battleship kind of mentality. But the Karl XIV, I mean, it has the similar characteristics, just doesn't perform as a Ruprecht. I would choose a Ruprecht over this any day. Now, I guess you could say the gimmick would be the torpedoes because that's really all it's got that is really setting it apart, because the torpedoes are like basically the European kind of Holland kind of torpedoes, where 13.5 kilometers, okay, it's an okay range, 86 knots, fast torpedoes, low damage rate, 10,700. So again, basically it's like a Holland strapped to your side, and you're really just doing that. That's the fun part. The secondaries, as you can see, I built for full secondaries because why not? They reach out to 10.5 though, which again is not like the Ruprecht. But the secondaries just are there. They don't pen very much either. They pen 20 millimeter for the small guns and about 25 or 26 millimeter for the big guns. So nothing to gawk at. And really, they're just there to have a fireworks show and to start fires, right? So that's really it. As you can see, look, I'm dropping a lot of secondaries into the Giuseppe Verdi here, and they're not really doing anything other than just creating a lot of anger and hate and a lot of fireworks shows, right? Now, what I think is the playstyle that makes it so fun in the Unbreakable line is the fact that you can do a lot of these torp runs. You know, as you can tell, I like the Unbreakable line because why? A lot of people are pushing in. It gives you a lot of more opportunities to do drive-by torp runs, which I think Karl XIV Johan excels at. As you can see, these secondary guns really do melt destroyers. Although they have low pen, they're just enough pen to get the destroyers. They got great reload times on the front guns, the great angles. You can see right there, all the guns are baked into the front sides of the hull. And boom, there he is. We take out the YOLO Emilio, which was going to probably do a torp run on us. But you know what? Let's do torp runs on them. All right, look at this. I got a torpedo shot right here. Now, they're only 8 per side here, so not like a Holland where you get 10. But you know what? Not bad. Take a look at this. Wow, dang. Split got taken out by the secondaries. Again, the secondaries melt guys like crazy, okay? Like, especially destroyers, because although, again, low pen, but, man, rate of fire is pretty dang up there, and I do enjoy the rate of fire. If I get fast secondaries, I love it. You know, I'll build for it all day long. Can you build for the torpedoes? The only places I probably could think of would be the slot 6, or in the, not slot 6, yeah. The last slot, basically, for tier 9. Just like tier 10, you could do reload time if you'd want to. Really, do you need it? I don't know. I don't really do a whole lot of killing with the torpedoes. They're there. 13.5 range is great. If they go out to 15, even better. I wish they would do that. Why not, right? And really, it's a great secondary ship for maybe starting fires. It's not there to hold, really. It just can't hold its own like a Ruprecht can. Again, the German battleships are really, in my personal opinion, the king of secondaries, as with the Pan-American cruisers, battleships these days. And the maneuverability is not the greatest either in the Karl. You know, it doesn't seem like it accelerates, stops, turns as well as a Ruprecht. I feel like Ruprecht just does a little bit better in regard for everything. Oh, look at that. Dang, look at all those torpedoes. Again, they're torpedoes that just scratch the paint. I mean, it's there to do stuff, but they're not really there to devastate like a Ruprecht's torpedoes would, right? I think the Ruprecht still has better torpedoes. But again, the gimmick is a fast torpedoes going, 86 knots. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Guns blazing all over. This is why Unbreakable line's so fun. It got guns over there, guns over there. Oh, look at that. We're just melting another destroyer, and here's a Z-46 also in our range right here. And this is why Unbreakable Line is fun with this ship, because why? You can torp people on left and right, and you got secondaries. You're basically doing everything that you would like a battleship to do, is just have every sets of guns and armaments capable and possible to do things like this, and this is why it's so dang fun. No, I didn't switch to AP. I was just in the heat of the moment. Look at that right there. A big shot in the Giuseppe Verdi over the torpedoes. Now we're out of torpedoes. Again, look at that. He took 8 torpedoes and really just made him mad. They don't have that punch. Like I said, it's just not there. But you know what? It doesn't stop us from having a little fun right here. So a little bit of tight turning right here. Let's see if we can get our torpedoes off just in time after we take a massive hit right there. Come on, baby. Yomari, and there's a shot right there, and there comes 8. Now, is that enough to get him? It is. Look at that. Holy crap. 5 kills just in the matter of a minute, and we win the game. 247,000 damage. Holy crap there. So you guys judge for yourself how this thing operates. Just take a look at it. What do you think? Is it pretty powerful? We'll take another look at another video I had really a fun time in. Look at 19 torpedoes. 296 secondaries. Again, you get the hits there, just not doing the great. Look at number 1 in the team with the amount of damage we've outputted. Look, 126,000 damage in torpedoes. Secondary battery, we shoot a lot of shells, just not connecting with that damage. You don't have the damage output or the hitting DPM that you would want in the higher battleships. I think Iwami does better. Like I said, we just did a video on the Giuseppe Verdi. We had Navarine does better. I mean, it just the firepower is not there. Just a very expensive fireworks show. But we'll take a look at one more video, and you guys tell me what you think. But still dang fun. All right, so what kind of ship is this really? How do you play it? I mean, in randoms, I didn't have fun with this thing because it really doesn't do anything very well. I think in randoms, people treat this thing like a torpedo boat, right? It really just sitting at range and trying to launch your torpedoes. But in Unbreakable Line, this thing actually is kind of like a fun drive in and try to brawl like you saw with the destroyers. That's really it. Would I take this battleship up in randoms or Unbreakable Line up against a battleship that's full secondary? Not really. I wouldn't. As you can see, this is not really a good brawler. Maybe an Unbreakable Line is good for drive-bys, and that's it. But the guns are terrible. If you notice, the guns are low caliber. They're only 305 millimeter. My God. I mean, even the Alaska does better than this thing. Yeah, the guns are just there to just maybe start fires. That's why I don't even use AP as much, because with 305 millimeters, it doesn't seem like I would really excel much with it. The dispersion's pretty awful as a battleship dispersion. At least give a cruiser dispersion or something, right? The torpedoes, again, are there to get you mad. That's about it. They come at you pretty fast. They're just like European torpedoes. They're really, really fast, but just don't do as much damage. I mean, I did a full launch of a Jaeger torpedoes, which kind of are the European torpedoes, launched full salvos of 12 of them into somebody in a battleship, and really he just looked at me and said, scratch the paint. So, again, where's the gimmick and the firepower of this thing? I think really it's just to launch torpedoes from distance, and the concealment, you maximize your concealment at 10.6, which is not really that fun. I mean, you could try it, but you're not really getting the damage output you would like. I mean, the secondaries only go out to 10.5. Your concealment's 10.6. You don't have any really gimmicks. The heals are bad. The damage con is not like a Rubric where it's quick healing comeback, kind of thing. The Hydro is there to just spot torpedoes, really, and that's it. I mean, I really don't know what other selling point of this ship is other than it's just a really expensive fireworks show and the torpedoes. Really, the concealment and the torpedoes is what kind of playstyle you're getting, and that's not really that fun, honestly. I'd rather have something with, when the amount of guns this thing has, you would think it would do a lot more damage and a little bit more output, but it doesn't get the German pins like you would like. And really, again, it's just an expensive fireworks show. But it doesn't stop you from, like I said, just sitting here and trying to start fires and having fun. You can see I'm not really getting that much damage output other than whatever you see in front of you there, and we take a massive hit right there. And just look at that. Yeah, there's the 305 millimeter main guns really don't do that much either. Now here I am. I'm trying to brawl with these people, right? I'm just gonna get nose in, get the secondaries going. Look at there's the 8 torpedoes from the Karl over there on their team, and let's see how it does against us. So look at the damage that will happen from this. So you think like, oh man, I'm gonna get murdered right here, but look, 1, 2, 3, not bad. See, it's not that devastating. You would think when you take about 3 torpedoes, but oh well. And here's another set of torpedoes right into the Rubric here. Again, this is the basically the mirror image of what we are, which is the Rubric, which I would probably personally recommend having a Rubric over this thing any day. Unfortunately, I wouldn't do what he's doing right here. And look at that. We are taking one person at a time here. We start a lot of fires, though. I mean, that's the selling point. Maybe you could start a lot of fires with this thing. They're not bad. Look at that. The maneuver, I'm just going left and right, just juking. I was like, this game is like, whatever. I can throw my shit away. Look at that. He takes, oh my gosh. I didn't expect that. Look at that. All the torpedoes into the root brick. He only took 6. So I guess that's enough to kill him. I was very surprised about that one. All right, let's see. What can we do? And we kill another one right there right off the bat. The Hipper on the tier 8 level. So maybe at lower tiers, this thing may operate a little bit better. Maybe tier 8 guys. We go against tier 8, so a little bit easier. I take out another Hipper. Look, we were just taking Hippers out today. It's just another day for tier 8 cruisers for us. So again, like there, I think it excels maybe at tier 8 and below. So if you can basically, if you get, you outrank people in this thing, maybe, or up tier that is, if you up tier people in this thing, okay, maybe you got a chance and maybe have some fun. But man, at the higher tiers in randoms, not going to be really good. And maybe an unbreakable line, it can be fun for these drive-bys. Again, I think this is the gimmick right here, just being able to drive by unsuspectingly and just see if you can have some fun with the torpedoes, even though there's only 8 sets of them on each side. I find that it's kind of boring. If I had to drive this thing like a destroyer and I keep circling around to get all my torpedoes in, it wouldn't seem fun. He's about to die, so we'll let him live. All right, for Karl 14. Ooh, we got 2 more. We got the Hipper back and the Tahang. We launch a salvo over there. We lose a torpedo tube, and we get it back right there. Let's see if we can fire it again. There it is. Torpedo tubes break very easily on this thing, so not so fun when you lose your torpedoes. Then there goes your gimmick. Look at that. Secondaries are not really hitting them that great, and they're not really starting. You see like 1,000 damage right there from the big caliber guns. The small caliber guns, you would think they would start fires. You would think they start a lot of fires, but man, I wasn't getting what I would like. Connect a couple torpedoes right there, and let's see what else. Let's push back in. We got Alpha Bravo Cap. Seemed kind of fun, right? Let's see what else can we do with this thing. We're just speeding right in. The speed is okay. It's not. It's just like a Rupert hole and everything. I like Rupert way more. Let's see right here. We're gonna pass by the Tahang on the right. Let's see right here. What can we do? All right, Tahang. Oh, he's speeding past us. Oh, here's the Rupert again. Let's bring back the Rupert and ouch. His caliber guns are way bigger than ours, so yeah, he can do way more damage than we can. But let's see if our fireworks show does a better job than his fireworks show. All right, Tahang on the right. I'm keeping my eye on the Tahang on the right here. All right, let's see. Where is this guy going? Okay, he goes down, and let's see if we can launch the torpedoes. Will they connect? Okay, so I'll lead a little bit. Maybe he'll speed up on the way out, on the turnout. And there's their 305 millimeter guns, and we can start a lot of fires with them. That's pretty much it. I don't expect too much damage from him. He does way more damage with his main caliber guns. I believe he has 406 millimeter guns, which is why I like the Rupert a lot. He only has 8 sets of them. If they had more, it'd be more fun. Let's see here. Ooh, he might take a couple torpedoes here. Vayazama, which have really powerful guns, by the way. I mean, they settle the crap out of you. And that's about it. 135,000 damage right there. And, yep, there we go. We just took it to town with this thing. So that's the play style of the Karl Johan. It was fun, actually. I enjoyed a lot of the close in. And when it forces destroyers close in, it really melts destroyers. That's the only fun gimmick part of it. It wasn't, you saw how we were doing a lot of drive-by shootings with the torpedoes. That's about it. Outside of that, that's why I don't see many Karl Johans in the randoms or anything. They may be fun. They're making a comeback in the Unbreakable line. Maybe that's probably why Wargaming is doing this, to bring back Tier 9 ships that you don't really see anymore. But I would take a Rupert over this anyways. But as always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. But we had a lot of fun in it. It's a lot of great drive-bys, but not something I would take into randoms. And again, maybe if they buff it or do something, people will play it more. But as always, hope you guys are doing well. If you see me out there, make sure you say hello. And until next time, we'll see you guys soon. Take care. Cheers.